Welcome to the Business of Apparel podcast. This is the place to learn how to start and scale your own apparel brand and fill it with loyal customers for years to come. I'm your host, Rachel Erickson, owner and CEO of Unmarked Street, and I can't wait to share this episode with you. Welcome back to the Business of Apparel podcast, where today I'm going to walk you through 5 things that successful fashion businesses do not do. So we're going to flip the script, right? Like, I'm usually talking to you about the advice of things that you should be doing as a fashion or an apparel business. Today, I want to talk to you about the things that successful brands do not do. And this is how they've gotten to be successful. So number 1, let's talk about the fact that successful apparel businesses do not try to sell to everyone. We've talked a lot in the past about how important it is to have a single target customer that you are constantly selling to. That way, when you're doing marketing, when you're doing ads, when you're developing a new piece, when you're talking to your team about something that's going into the creative design of something in your brand, you can think about that one person. You can see them in your mind's eye. You know exactly who it is who is going to benefit from that product, benefit from that quality increase, benefit from that ad, who is going to totally resonate with the marketing message that you are putting out into the world. Having a single target customer doesn't mean that you can't sell to anybody else. I had this encounter recently where I was talking to somebody about doing some freelance work for Unmarked Street. We were trying to outsource a couple of different projects. And I reached out to someone who did kids wear. And I knew that they had the ability to do adult work, like to do freelance work and to build tech packs for adult wear. But they ended up coming back to me and saying, I can't help you because I only ever work in kids wear. The thing is that I had been drawn to them by their marketing that they talked about by being so specialized in working on tech packs for kids wear. And I was really surprised to get that response because they were going to be making quite a bit of money if we were going to be sending them this service agreement and actually bringing them on to help us with some of our work at Unmarked Street. And when they turned me down, it kind of popped into my head of like, oh, this is not how this is always supposed to work, right? Like, speaking to a single target customer is so that you have a clear message. You have a clear vision point. You know where exactly you are going with your brand, with your products. It is not meant to say that you can only ever sell to that one person or that one type of person. For example, we have a different client on our books who right now we have a client on our books who made products specifically for women. When she was working on her marketing and she was working on her target customer worksheet, she very clearly stated that she was going to be working just for women. She was just going to be making product for women. However, as she started to get her product out into the world, she had a lot of men actually coming to her and saying, I could totally use this product. Like, it fits me as is. It's kind of an accessory that she makes. So it totally works on men as well. And they're really interested in buying it. And she came to us during one of our office hours and said, what do I do? I said I was only going to be selling to women. I said, sell to as many men as you can. They're attracted to it because you're confident in knowing what your message is. You are focused. You have simplified. You know what you're saying when you're talking in your marketing campaigns, in your ads. That's what's drawing people to you. So that's what happens when you don't try to sell to everyone. You sell to a single person, and then there are surrounding groups that will come to you for your services, that will come to you for your products, and then you sell to them too, and you take their money too. And that's how it's supposed to work. Having a target customer isn't meant to pigeonhole you. It's meant to focus you. And so if you try to sell to everyone, that focus is completely lost. And successful brand owners know that and they implement that. So successful brand owners are not trying to sell to everyone. They know that they're speaking to a single person in their marketing and in all of their campaigns, but they're happy to take money from all of the other surrounding groups or anybody else who also wants their product because they projected that confidence when they went out into the world and talked about their product line. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is that successful brands do not start with more than 3 items. And this might be blowing your mind right now. And I know a lot of you don't believe me and a lot of you don't want to believe me because you want to make these big product lines. We had someone come to us. I was on a phone call the other day with someone who's been in the industry for actually a really long time. And he said to me, I want to start with 10 products. And I was like, why? Why are we starting with 10 products? You don't even know if anybody's going to like one of those products. You don't have the information yet to know if those 10 products are the right 10 products. Why don't you get out your top 3 ideas that you know your customers are going to love, because you're going to have the bandwidth to survey them, to get all the information from them, to get samples, and then to test with them, get it out into the market. Why don't you just start with the 3 top samples? No company that is now $1 billion. And if you know of one, I want you to send me a comment, or I want you to send me a message. You can message us anytime at hello@unmarkedstreet.com. I want you to send me a message and let me know if you know of any company who started with more than 3 products, like at the beginning, their total inception of the company. Like think about Nike. Nike is one of the biggest apparel brands on the planet right now. They make billions of dollars every single year. They started with 1 running shoe. Let's talk about Sarah Blakely with Spanx. She is also a $1 billion company now, and she just recently sold it. But she started with 1 idea, 1 pair of tights or pantyhose that didn't have feet on them. That was it. 1 idea. And she went out and she hustled her ass off until she sold it. And then she could start adding more products to her line. The best apparel or product businesses on the planet started with a single brilliant idea, became famous for it, and then grew and scaled. If you start with more than 3 products, and I'm not going to say 1 because I know sometimes that's really hard, right? Like you want to go out, you want to at least outfit something. Like in your marketing campaigns, if I just make a shirt, well, what the hell are they wearing the shirt with? Now, some companies do this and they just choose like similar brands that have similar values to them, and they'll put a pant on from that other brand because they're willing to kind of partner with that. They're willing to kind of feature that other brand to sell their shirt. However, I get it. So that's why I'm saying 3. I'm not going to push you to only ever do 1. But I think if you're starting with more than 3, you are going to overextend yourself. You are going to overextend your time. You are going to overextend your budget. And that is also why we tell you, you need to budget upfront. You need to do this work so that you know what your numbers are. If you can't afford to make 10 whole styles, but you can totally afford to make 3, now you're in a place where you're not overspending right out the gate and you're constantly trying to catch up on business loan, investors, paying off debt, paying off credit cards. Let's set you up for something that actually works and is scalable and can grow instead of blowing you out of the water right from the start. Successful businesses, some of the most successful businesses on this planet, all started with 1 idea, and then it grew from there. Are you sick of being stuck on the sidelines of the apparel industry and you just want to be put in the game? Then join our 100% free workshop, Secrets Behind Billion-Dollar Apparel Brands, and learn the strategies, tactics, and secrets used by the most successful companies in the world. We'll cover everything from setting your brand standards to big brand line planning and executive level processes. In this workshop, you're going to learn how to name your target customer, rationalize your line, calculate product margins, roll up your revenue, and see potential profits while figuring out how to build a unique calendar for your brand. You're going to learn that and so much more. Are you ready to take your apparel business to the next level? Sign up today and use code PODCAST for a 10% discount on the full Business of Apparel online course or any of our mini courses after the workshop. Visit www.thebusinessofapparel.com/secrets to register. Don't miss out. The number 3 thing that successful apparel businesses do not do is think that fit is not important. Okay, there's a lot of like negatives going on here. What I mean to say is that fit is freaking so important. If you are not hiring a technical designer, if you are not fitting your garments, if you are not wear testing your garments with your ideal customer, if you are ignoring the fit of your garments, you are basically saying to your customers, I don't care about you. I don't care if you buy something from me, you hate it, and you never come back. I don't care about repeat customers. I don't ever want to make more money from you ever again. I want to send you a product. It's going to fit like shit and you're never going to come back to me ever again. I don't need those dollars. I don't want to keep selling to you. Successful apparel brand owners know how important fit is, and they spend lots of money on sampling, on development, on designing, on construction, on quality, on tech design teams, on development teams, on design teams to make sure that the fit and the comfort of their garments are above and beyond. And you know why? Because it's the opposite of all that stuff I just said. If you receive something from a company, it's the most comfortable, it's the most soft, it fits you like a glove, like it's nothing like you've ever tried on ever before. Guess who's coming back? I am going back to that company to buy them in every single color. I am coming back to that company in a year when my first pair gets a hole in it. I am coming back to that company for more products that complement it. I bought leggings in every single color. They're my favorite leggings on the planet. Now I want to buy the matching sports bras. Now I want to buy the matching jackets. Now I want to buy the socks that go with it. When you take fit seriously at your company, it becomes very, very easy for you to create brand loyalty from your customers. That's why at Unmarked Street, we say, because we work with you on technical design and development, we say we are going to help you create brand loyalty. It's because you are going to have customers come back to you over and over and over again because you are obsessed with the fit and the comfort of your garments. Successful brands do not ignore that. They do not let garments go out the door that don't fit the body properly, especially if you are in the performance apparel space. Have you ever been at a race or at an event, or maybe you went for a run and your apparel didn't fit right? All you can think about is the apparel that doesn't fit right. It's like chafing you. It doesn't feel good. It's twisting. All you can think about is that you're not even thinking about your run. Are you having a good run then? Absolutely not. So especially if you are a performance apparel company, you have to think about how not just that garment fits when someone's standing there trying it on in the dressing room, right? They've gone into the REI, they're in the fit room, they're standing there, they're looking at it. That's touch point number one. It does need to fit and feel good then, but it also needs to fit and feel good while they are moving in it. If you're a cycling apparel company, it has to feel good when they're on the bike. If you're a running apparel company, it has to feel good when they're running. If you're a yoga apparel company, it has to feel good when they're practicing yoga. It seems simple, but there are so many brands that neglect these steps. And I want you to understand the elevation that your brand can have by being one of those few successful apparel companies that doesn't ignore fit. If you prioritize fit and comfort, you are going to have customers coming back to you for years and years and years, and that becomes exponential growth. The fourth thing that successful apparel business owners don't do is neglect contracts. They don't forget to send a tech pack out. They don't sign up with a new manufacturer without a vendor agreement. They don't neglect the paperwork and the documentation that is going to protect them as they get their product out into the world. If you do not have a proper tech pack that outlines all of the different construction, all of the materials, all of the trims, all of the measurements, all of the fit notes that you expect to receive in your production units, if they don't have a tech pack that says all that stuff, your manufacturer could almost literally send you anything that's close. If you've sent them a sketch, but they don't have a tech pack, they can follow whatever is easiest for them. And when you receive it, if it's not right, you have no legs to stand on. You don't have documentation or a contract that says, hey, you didn't hit this. This is not right. They're going to go, in what world? What documentation? Prove it to me. What's not right about it? Where are the measurements that I was supposed to hit? Where's the construction that you wanted? None of it is documented. So we made what we thought we should make. You can go through an entire development process. The development process at a manufacturer traditionally is done in a completely separate area of their factory than the production is. And so you might get to a point where you've developed this style, you've sampled it a few different times, you're really happy with it, and then it goes from their development side of their factory to the production side. And now it's in an entirely different people's hands. They may not even have seen the entire development process that you went through. And if you don't have that contract, that tech pack for them to look at and make sure that they are following the requirements that you have for those garments, you have no repercussions in your pocket if something goes wrong. So let's say they send you that production. You didn't have a tech pack. You have nothing to argue on. You have to figure out how to sell these units that maybe don't fit right. Maybe they're not comfortable. Maybe they're constructed wrong. Any number of things. If you do have a tech pack and everything is documented properly, and you have a vendor agreement in place that says this is how we're going to work together, those two documents go hand in hand. Those things go hand in hand. You have to have both. And so if you have both of those in place, you receive your production, same issue, the construction's wrong, the fit is wrong. Now you can go back to them and say, hey, this is where in my tech pack, I documented what you should have done. You did not follow it. This measurement is 2 inches off. This measurement is 3 inches off. This note was not followed. According to our vendor contract, it says that these should be considered B grade goods, and I get a 50% discount on them. I'm pausing purposefully here. I want you to understand the impact of that. Successful businesses do not neglect contracts because of that right there. It gives them power to be able to take back thousands and thousands of dollars if something goes wrong and it's not their fault. If the factory messed it up and you got production and you have all your documentation in place and you are buttoned up in that area, you have the ability to take some money back. And that's why that is so, so important. The fifth and last thing we'll go through today that successful apparel businesses do not do is hold on to unwanted items in their line plan. Really, really successful businesses go through a drop process every single year. They are also nominating very early the end of life date of every single product that they create. So let's say they come up with a new t-shirt today. There is someone sitting at that very successful apparel company who says, this t-shirt is going to live in our line for 5 years. Its end of life date is 5 years from now. This indicates to my wholesale team, it indicates to my sales team, it indicates to my customers, it indicates to my development team, it indicates to my design team that the effort that they're putting in is going to last for 5 whole years. If my sales team or my wholesale team wants to buy into extra inventory now, they know they have 5 whole years to sell through it before I'm going to try to replace this style with something else or before I'm going to drop it. That is how important an end of life date can be. And companies who are very, very successful do not hold on to those items past their end of life date. They also do not hold on to items that are not serving their bottom line. So if they come up with a new style, let's say it's a seasonal style, it's a bright yellow pant that they thought was really going to hit. We're really going to sell the crap out of this bright yellow pant. And their customers basically are voting with their dollars by saying, no, no, no. I do not want a bright yellow pant. I do not want to look like Big Bird. Successful apparel brands read that data quickly and say, okay, we're not going to carry this anymore. We're not going to buy any more inventory of this. Our customers aren't buying it. Our customers aren't liking it. Let's sell it out. Let's clearance it. Let's get it out of the warehouse. They also go through annual SKU rationalization processes. And I know you're sick of me talking about SKU rationalization. If you're not sick of hearing me talk about SKU rationalization, you need to go back for the last several podcasts and listen to some more information about it because you need to learn what this process is and you need to understand how important it is for your apparel business. The most successful brands on the planet are running SKU rationalization every single season or every single year to weed out the waste from their product line. The items that are low margin, the items that are not selling through, the items that are sitting and collecting dust in their warehouse, the items that their customers are returning, the items that their customers are giving bad reviews on. They drop them, they kill them, they remove them from the line. They do not hold on to product that is not serving them. So if you want to be a successful apparel business owner, I encourage you to also not do any of these things. Don't do these 5 things. Don't try to sell to everyone. It will just exhaust your efforts and it is going to mean that you're selling to no one. Have you ever heard that saying? When you're selling to everyone, you're selling to no one. Don't do that. Don't try to start with more than 3 items. And even better, if you can just come up with one brilliant item that you know so many people are going to want and need, start there. Take fit seriously. If you need to hire a technical designer, I know some good ones. You can reach out to me. I will give you lots of recommendations. Take fit seriously because you will create brand loyalty. You will create return customers for years and years. Make sure you have all of your documentation in place. You should have thorough tech packs for everything. If you need a tech pack template, we have one at thebusinessofapparel.com/shop. You can grab yours now. And also make sure that you have a vendor agreement in place. Talk to your vendor about how you're going to work together. Are they buying your trims and materials for you? Are you buying for them? Are they shipping X factory? Are they shipping FOB? What are the different terms that you are going to have? What are your payment terms? Do you pay 50% up front when you place a PO and then 50% on receipt? Do you pay 100% upfront when you place a PO? What happens when you have B grade goods that you receive? These are all important things that you need to have in writing with signatures. And last but not least, have the courage, be brave as a brand owner. I know it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of money to design and develop products for your line. But if when that product gets out into the world, it is not serving you, it is not selling, your customers don't like it, have the courage to let it go. It's really hard. I know that's so hard, but it takes a lot of bravery to be a brand owner, especially these days. I know you can do it. If you liked this episode, please share it with someone else who would also like it. We love it when you leave us reviews and leave us comments here on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining me this week, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening to the Business of Apparel podcast. I would so appreciate hearing your thoughts on the show. And if you know someone who could benefit from it, please share it with them. My biggest desire is to help other apparel professionals understand the nuances of our industry so we can all work toward making better product for a better world. If you would like to connect further, I'd love to invite you to send me a message through my website, thebusinessofapparel.com, where I do weekly trainings through my YouTube video channel, a weekly newsletter, blog articles, and so many more resources to help you start and scale a profitable apparel brand. This podcast is produced by Box 7 Media, who I cannot speak highly enough of. If you're looking to start your own podcast, you can reach out to Jeremy at Box 7 Media on LinkedIn anytime.